Cabrera getting the ball for the Marlins to start things against Jeremy Pena, who gets the start at shortstop today for the Houston Astros, and we are underway with ball one. The unfortunate injury to Jose Altuve in the World Baseball Classic. Pena lifts one out to shallow right field. Coming in is Brian Miller to make the catch, and that's the first out.
$1 too.
I'm just playing, man. I feel great. I feel happy. I'm working hard, so life's good. Life's good.
Bouncer over to third. Another new face with the Marlins. Gene Abreu with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Here the pitch from Cabrera. Bouncer to shortstop. And Joey Wendell makes the play in a 1-2-3 first inning. We'll talk with Avi as we continue.
The 2.54 earned run average. He has 4 different pitches. Fastball, he has the curve, the slider, and the changeup.
And I don't think he'll go the distance today, so they'll be going to their bullpen. But one of those came in the World Series as he elevates there to strike out Segura for the first out. Same sort of scouting that goes on in the spring as there would be in the regular season as Abreu makes a slick play over there at first base and the flip to first for the out. Or is the spring guys? So that's key. That's where the laser focus may really begin.
Yep. Everything starts a little bit different, but I get used to it.
A called strike 3 for Cabrera.
It's good for us, good for the young guys to see that, for people who've been playing a lot in the big leagues. So, you know, I'm grateful that he's with us.
How?
Guys watching, so they know me, they know who I am, so they know.
Now one to third. Segura throws across his body, and good thing.
You just adjusted the breaking ball?
Yeah, breaking ball, baby. Yeah.
Rip past Bregman. And into left field, a base hit for Jorge Soler. He rounds first, and he's on his way to second with a double. All right, so now it's an RBI situation here.
Hold on. You know, it's a long season, so you gotta keep playing and stay healthy and do your best every single day. I think we had a really good team.
Garrett Hampson flies to right center field, moves Soler to third, and there Christian Javier, the 3-2 pitch is popped up towards second base. A breezy day here, but make the catch and the inning is over.
But even when your fastball gets to up 101 miles an hour, it is not straight. That ball is moving.
Always. I don't know what happened. I'm trying to go straight, but I mean, I had it, but I mean, they don't want me to throw in the game.
Working on that pitch, so the great ones, as you are, will always continue to reinvent yourself.
Always, man. Right now I'm trying to learn how to throw a cutter. Hanging out with all players from the Dominican Republic, it's something that I would take it. That I would take it with me all my life, and hopefully I can go in the 2027 again. I want to say yes to my country.
Brian Miller with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the third inning.
Compared than that crowd in Miami, like last week, you can't hear anything. There was a lot so loud over there that to work really hard now because he knows. Oh, that's a home run over there. Because he knows what he wants. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's in.
It's a breezy day. Don't worry about it.
So because he knows what he wants, so I mean, he gotta keep getting better. Because to get together with us, try to teach how to be in this game for a long time. So
who was one of your mentors?
First was my family. So on the game was Pedro. Yeah, Pedro was the guy on the game. So I can throw the pitch that he's thinking. So because I mean we've been together for 2 years now. So he know me. I like him catching my game, so I think we have great combinations.
Garrett Cooper with an RBI single up the middle, scoring Gene Segura. The Marlins take a 2-0 lead.
I mean, I bought a lot of cologne. I think I got like 70 total.
You like Creed?
Creed, Bond Night, Louis Vuitton. I don't know, but I think my favorite was the Creed.
That process, try to teach our guys about the strength of their stuff. So we're starting to get into that part of it. Where they tend to spend more time walking around, taking time in between pitches, to where you find yourself as a coach, you're wanting them to.
Idea of it now actually putting it into practice 3-4 weeks into spring training.
Definitely. This is one of those guys. Trevor Rogers is another one. you know, we put a lot of trust in our catching and up in what his thought process is. So this guy has definitely benefited from that and will continue to benefit from it. So it's, you know, great leadership there, and it does take some off my plate.
Jose Abreu, a run producer in the regular season.
A lot about players and respect and earning that trust and what that takes, and, you know, getting to a point.
60 right now. What are you trying to build him up to today?
You know, around 75 or so.
Okay.
If this extends, I got to go, fellas.
Okay. Of pitchers, a bit of a blueprint, really, for one another. Well, is that what we call in the business a good meeting or what? What a play by Segura at third base. But the other key element to it is the hitter has to be alert to the pitcher with 8 seconds. And despite the penalty strike, Avi Garcia racing into second base with a double and a wide turnaround second base.
He was telling me about Javier on the mound.
This one to right, a line drive that's caught. Avi has to stay put.
He said when he took over the Astros job a few years ago, he said, enjoy your sons as adults.
Absolutely. Except when they're hitting grand slams against you.
He did that, didn't he?
Then it's not so fun. That was the case the other day. As Darren's part of the Nationals organization, hit a grand slam against the Astros in a spring training game.
And Dusty was in the dugout.
Farm system and a big league club and everything else. 2 World Series championships as this one is rolled to the right side. Javier can't get there in time. Miller beats it out. The Marlins will steal a run. Slow roller. Great point. We noted the pitch clock. Runner goes. Throw to second. Bounces into shallow center field. So a stolen base for Brian Miller.
Just to elaborate a little bit more. I was talking to Garrett Cooper a couple of days ago, and he talked about how those big
third of the Astros order. Edward Cabrera, as we talked with Mel Stottlemyre Jr., looking to get to about 75 pitches today. That was number 63. That leads to a first pitch.
Here he says, but we need Sandy to be Sandy if we're going to play some meaningful games in September.
This one out to right field, long way back for Miller. He's going to have to play it off the wall. Be extra bases for Dearden. After the first pitch, a fly ball to center. Mesa Jr. there. Alone. As Chagua deals to Pena in on the hands. Roll to shortstop for Wendell. Makes the play, and the inning is over. So that officially closes the next few days. Was with Team Venezuela in Luis Ariz, of course, the batting champ last year. But that's what they're hoping for from those guys, is base hits. Get on base so that the big bats can drive you in.
That is a perfect example.
Wendell down on strikes for the second time this afternoon. One away in the 5th with the club, and heading south to Miami for the opener against the Mets as Garrett Cooper pops this one up to shortstop. Jeremy Pena makes the play, and there are 2 away.
They brought in
2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner goes. Throw down to second. Bounces into center field, so a stolen base for Degotti. Three-two is taken low for ball 4. So the Marlins with a 2-run side of second base. The infielders have to start on the dirt as this one is bounced to Pena. Strong throw to first, and they get Avi. Marlins leave a couple, but with him a few months later and talked to him about it. He said, yeah, that really was. It showed me that I could pitch at this level, as he gets the strikeout to start the 6th.
And that's a really nice pitch. Once he gets back on top, he'll find that good release point again. There it is.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Braxton Garrett, and they're 2 away in the 6th inning. Payoff pitch from Braxton Garrett is down and in, and it's a 2-out walk.
Scott, all the guys they have are back-end guys, and you're going to have. Got him.
But instead of the back end, the back pick. How about that?
Second baseman that also has earpieces.
Garrett Hampson fly ball to center.
So when you want to put a pickoff play on, no longer do you have
Port. All that's they've got less time in between pitches now as well. Chavez to right. Julks makes the catch out there.
Training, and you might be that guy that gets the call if you're on the 40-man roster.
Yeah, 40-man roster. You're Edward Cabrera good for the Marlins as well. That check gets away and will roll into foul territory. Miller gets to second base anyway. Third if you pick the runner off. This one bounced to second base, a backhand play, and the inning is over.
So many players in the big leagues today that just idolize Miguel Cabrera and the way he's gone about his business for a couple of decades.
Corey Julks drops a base hit into center field. He was at the plate when as an option, not just that hard-throwing righty that the Marlins have a bunch of. Past the dive over there at third base. Jake Myers into the corner. They're going to hold Julks at third. A double for Myers, and the Astros in business here in the seventh. Squad game today. Maybe not. A lot of times, of course, they spring train in West Palm Beach, a little bit down the road, so could be getting some work in there as he eases his way back in. We'll see. The called strike three. Went with the breaking ball.
Good pitch.
Pop up right side. Khalil Watson moving over, makes the catch. So Garrett gets out of the trouble in the seventh.
Hard at work.
Well, I mean, don't give them too much credit. They're at work, you know. That's off the glove, and Zagotti's going to race to second base. Be a double as Julks was going back, and bouncer to second base. That's Dixon Machado just into the ball game making the play. And Zagotti goes to third. A career high last season and a career high 119 games. To third. Throw comes home. Safe. Zagotti beat the tag, and the Marlins get another. Came up through a strike, but the speed of the Marlins base runner able to lead them to another run as Soler pops one up, and there are two away. On the offseason checklist for Marlins GM Kim Ang. Avi chased that one upstairs for the strikeout. Hits start dropping in. I need to start getting on base a little bit more, and we're stretched out, we're loosened up, we're ready to go. I got to get some hits. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ryland Bannon, and that is a called strike three inside part of the plate.
Good fastball.
3 boys, a 4.5, 3-year-old, and a 3-month-old. So
that sounds like a peaceful household.
So yeah, obviously a lot of family time.
Ball to get himself out of this inning.
Instead, the walk that'll load up the bases. This one's down the line, and a fair ball. Going to be trouble. 1 run is home, 2 runs are home. A bases clearing double that ties up the ball game. In front of those guys as opposed to getting a report from Double-A or what have you. It's the strikeout there of Myers for the second out of the inning.
I think it'll take Skip Schumacher.
Into left. And making the catch to end it.
He holds his glove up. The windup is identical.
Watson turns that one around into left field for a base hit. So a leadoff knock as the Marlins try to get the lead back.
That's a nice piece of hitting there with 2 strikes.
Last year, 3rd highest strikeout percentage in the National League. Bouncer to first base. They get 1, and they get 2, racing that leadoff single. A suit for it. On the screws.
They leave spring training, and you also want to get your starters up and down as many times as you need them to do.
That one to third, little bobble. There will not be a play at first base. Corona beats it out. The Astros have the leadoff man on.
Delivers it in 10 seconds, so he's mixing it up variety with the times.
Fly ball right center. Griffin Conine out there making the catch.
And one of the reasons why you so I mean, I think that Major League Baseball as a whole is doing a wonderful job at instituting the rule and making sure that, you know, guys are, you know, abiding by the rules.
cut and a miss right there. The off-speed pitch for the second out. There go the runners. Ball missed upstairs, and the bases are loaded. Now he's got that PitchCom earpiece dangling. Line to shortstop. Hinojosa leaps and makes the catch. Let everybody know, I'm not going to let anybody be late for dinner plans tonight. We got one more inning. And Victor Mesa Jr. is going to send everybody home with a walk-off home run.
I did not know Victor Mesa Jr. had that kind of sock in his back. That
See,
ball
nobody's
traveled
late
a
for dinner.
long way.
Nobody's late for dinner.
We're going to make it.
It's a Marlins win here on a Sunday afternoon. 5-4 the final score on the walk-off homer for Victor Mesa Jr.
He killed that.
He has seen enough.